Hello, my name is Jimmy Vegas, and in this mini tutorial I'm going to show you how you can write a script to teleport. Okay, so firstly I have some cubes set up and a first person controller. If you have a third person controller it still works the same, it's the same principle. We'll also be doing this in Unity 5, so if you have an earlier version it will still work. Some options may just be slightly different. If you are in the future and you have Unity 6, 7, 8, if they're even out, it should still work. Again, some options may be different. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to press play. And as you can see, I am currently stood on the red block, just here, and I want to get over to the blue block. And right now, I just fall through. So, to do that, here in your asset window, right click, create, and I'm going to do this in JavaScript. And I'm simply going to call this teleport. Okay, so if you double click it, if you have used Unity before, writing whether it's C# or JavaScript, you will have used the program that's going to open now, which is called MonoDevelop. If not, MonoDevelop is simply just kind of a script writing tool that you can use quite easily within Unity. So when it's loaded, just give it another few seconds. A little bit slow today. You'll need to delete everything it's already given you. And the script we're going to put is a variable, and we'll put target transform. And remember the semicolon, remember the capital T on transform. Okay, so function, lowercase f, and update, and that's a capital U, the brackets, and open curly bracket, and close curly bracket. Okay, so now function on trigger enter, remember the caps on O, T, and E, and we want col, and we want collider, and that is a capital C on collider, and open the curly bracket. Okay, so we now need to put in a quick little statement. So if call.game object, remember to lowercase g and a capital O, dot tag is equal to, now we set in our tag. So before we go any further, I'm going to leave that right there. I'm going to go back into Unity. Okay, and we need to set a tag. So firstly, we'll go to game object, and I'm going to use a cube for this one. It's nice and easy. Let's attach it to this big cube here. So I'm going to drag and drop in the hierarchy, and I'm going to zero out the axis. I'm going to drag it up, and I'm going to expand it a touch. So let's have 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. Maybe a bit larger actually. Let's put the Z or Z axis as 1. So whenever we walk into it, we will teleport. Okay. Over here, I'm going to change this just to debug, and I'm going to take the mesh render off. Okay. Up here, we've got tag. It currently says untagged. I'm going to go to add tag. You have a little arrow here next to tags. Click and change the size to, let's say, 2, and press enter. 2, enter. It's been a bit funny now. Let's try going back to normal. And let's click add. We'll have tag 0 and we will name this simply teleport XX. Okay, so the reason I had problems there in debug, it can be a little bit temperamental in debug. It can be done in either debug or normal appear in your inspector pane. You do whatever you feel is comfortable. The way I learned it was through doing it in debug, but if you know it through the normal inspector pane, do it that way. It's perfectly fine. Okay, so we want back on our cube, and now we need to change this where it says untagged to teleport XX. So back in our script, we now need to put after this double quote teleport XX, close quote, close bracket, and open curly bracket again. Next line down, we need to define where we're going to if the tag is equal to this. So this dot transform position, and that will be equal to target dot position and semicolon. Okay, so up here we just need to change that to target. So if you remember earlier, we set our variable as target, and that will be here now. So let's close curly bracket and close curly bracket and save that script. So we'll just quickly recap. All we've done is set a variable of where we want our teleporting to go, and here if we enter the desired object, if we collide with it, and if the tag is equal to teleport XX, then take us to the target position. So if we go back into Unity, and on this cube that we'll use as our trigger that has tag teleport XX, click is trigger. Down here on teleport, you'll notice up here we have target none. So to get around that, go to game object and create empty. Now I'm not going to name any objects in this. It is good practice to name your objects. Mine are all cube and main camera game objects. I'm not going to name them, but you probably should if you're making a full-blown game. And what we want to do is teleport over here. So I'm going to drag game object into cube 5 in the hierarchy, zero out all the axis, and I'm going to pull it just here. So now the last thing we need to do, second to last thing we need to do is here, click on your script and teleport and drag game object over here. That's not working. We'll do it another way. Let's try going into debug, see if that makes a difference. Let's try that again. And it doesn't like it. Okay, not to worry. Firstly, let's try dragging our script onto our first person controller. There. Scroll down. Our target is now there. So let's try this way. And there we go. It's a little bit fiddly, especially if you haven't written script in a while. Okay, so with any luck, when we press play, and when we walk forward to the edge of our red block, we should be teleported. There. So as you can see, we're now on the blue side. So the reason that's happened, I'll just quickly explain. This cube here, which has no mesh as we unticked, is a trigger which contains the tag teleport XX. And if you remember our script, if it had teleport XX and we collided with it, we'd be taken to the target position, which we set as this game object. So that is the reason it works. So once again, walk forward and you'll teleport. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope this video helps.